Hello everyone and welcome back to Dr. Netflix. I'm your host, Christian, the Iceman. And with here, Elisa, the Ice Woman.
Eh,
Today review, we're going to talk about the Iceman.
available on Netflix.
Yeah. There's no Firestar or Spider-Man.
Hmm?
Spider-Man and the Amazing Friends, Iceman and Firestar.
Hmm?
It's a cartoon.
Okay.
Okay, who wanted to plot synopsis here? I guess I'll start.
Okay.
Okay. So,
It's based on a true story. That's the first part. You do the rest. I'm tired. That took a lot out of me.
it's based on, Richard, Kowalski, I think. The Iceman. Kowalski? Well, whatever. Pretty much the Iceman. We get to see from his, from his humble beginnings to, all the way.
Somewhat. Okay, keep going.
He's humble, no? She's like, no, it's not.
Well, we'll get more into why I wouldn't say that the whole beginnings part, Like I see what you're saying, but anyway, continue.
Yeah. Or get to see him as some dude who just do the porno film, like editing or whatever, to hitman, free contractor, and then the end from his downfall. It's pretty much like those kind of rise of gangster films, except not. I mean, it kind of is in the same. Yeah, actually, that's what it is. A rise and fall story.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him a gangster. He wasn't a gangster at all. He was just involved in that crew and he was comfortable killing. It paid a lot of money. He felt he was good at it. So he kept doing it so he could provide for his klepto wife and Winona Ryder and their 2 children.
Klepto. Why she's klepto? Where this came from? That's a deleted scene.
So she's a kleptomaniac? Well, not in the movie. I'm talking about in real life.
Oh! I didn't know that. I thought that's the one deleted scene.
That's a very famous thing where she was caught stealing from I don't know what store. So I'm surprised she's still doing movies because she got a pretty bad rap from that and then she disappeared for a while. So
a lot of movie star had done, or movie director had done a whole lot of horrible stuff, and it's still working to this day. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Iceman, and I gotta say, I think it was a pretty good movie, and in my opinion, I thought it was pretty good. I won't say they call it the best movie, but it was pretty enjoyable. It was pretty intense for what it was.
Yeah, I think the whole point of it was that he didn't have any remorse or he didn't really care about killing, that he was very cold about it.
That's why they call him the Iceman.
But because of that, he has no personality whatsoever.
It has your negative towards.
I mean, yeah, like that's kind of what made it somewhat boring because he's the one we follow and he's kind of just like bleh.
I mean that's kind
of bleh.
blah, blah, blah. Well, that was kind of the whole point of him because he's called the Iceman.
Yeah, no, I know that's the point. So it's very fitting. I mean, it wouldn't have been fitting if he was this big personality because it probably wasn't true to who he was as an actual person because this was based on this man's story. It was based on his life, so it wouldn't have been realistic, but it doesn't mean it made it interesting either.
I get it.
My thing is, we didn't really get to dig into his mind as much. We got like a tiny little bitty tiny sneak peek of his background, his childhood, but that was about it. And I think if they would have went further with that, it would have been more fascinating.
I don't know. I'm kind of opposite of that because like I felt like see you say that like he was kind of very cold. Like I think he was cold to a point because like I don't know. Like I still okay from what I get from the actual person Iceman. From what I know, like that's who he is in actual person. Like he's just absolutely that kind of cold where he's like I kill a person and you know what? I didn't feel bad about it. I just didn't really care at all. Now they paid me good money, but at the same time, I just didn't really care. It's like, eh. So, in that kind of regard to that, like when I was watching the movie, like, man, he seems like a really angry guy to be called the Iceman. It's one of the things that I wish that, like, I guess, they couldn't have him be just total, like, emotionless, I guess, in the movie. But I don't know, I wish I kind of have it just a lot more. Like, he just absolutely just have no emotion whatsoever. He's like, eh. Cause like he would say like, oh, I don't care about it. Like where in one of his his temper tantrums, where he said like, oh, I don't care about it. I care about the damn family. And just throwing shit everywhere. It's like, like.
Do you think that wasn't true to the actual man?
Like I only know like only here or there about it. Like you said like you see him as an ice cold person. I said like, well, he's cold to up to a point, but.
I mean, yeah, like I saw him as cold, but like he was just boring. Like he didn't really have much of a personality, and like unless he was having his outbursts. But other than that, he was kind of a quiet guy, and that doesn't really make for an interesting person. It's not that he was completely uninteresting to watch because he was somewhat interesting. Like I did find myself entertained throughout the movie. Some parts moved a bit slower than others, and it kind of felt like it ran a little bit longer. I feel like I could have used a little bit less of the movie because it just felt a little bit stiff. Like there were things going on, but there weren't things going on at the same time. For the type of life he was involved in, it seemed like it was pretty boring.
Yeah. See, I would say like the dead show kind of killing that he did. I think what kind of made the movie like a little more better is that we would have gone to we would have see what he would have done like in his actual job. We won't see only bits and pieces like here and there of what he did, but like we don't see what he fully like did. And I think that would have made the movie just. Like that more word like we see as the Iceman where like we say you're choking somebody and he makes no emotion whatsoever. Like I said, we get like some things here and there like where he did kill somebody and it's telling pray see if God will strike me down. And well, you see him like that's the part I did like. Well, spoiler warning: James Franco's ending, he dies. And yeah, like he's praying and everything, and you see him just being that kind of emotionless, just cold towards him, like nothing's happening, and then you just shoot him. Like it's one of the things I would love to see that use more of that into the movie.
Yeah, they seem to focus it, I guess, a little bit more on his double life, which in itself wasn't so interesting. His family life, like we got that. We get that, this guy, he had a wife and he had kids and he cared about them, and those were the only things he truly did care about, and how the wife and the kids didn't know what he really did. And we got that, and it just felt like we could have used more of the other side. Like you said, I think that would have actually, made it better, like for them to have shown more, like even if they would have shown more of his past, like growing up, to explain why he became the way he became. They kind of gave like a little glimpse of it. To me, I just felt like the movie needed something more. It didn't necessarily have to have more of his background, although that would have helped. But if it was something else that they would have added in, like you said, the killing, showing how he was cold, that would have been good too. I wouldn't have minded that either.
Yeah. Like I said, I did enjoy the movie for what it was. I thought it was still a pretty good movie, but it's one of the things that I still kind of wish, like, where they kind of show like Iceman as like, we see that he has a family. I think in the direction of the movie, again, it's not the movie that I wanted to be. I just wish like what they could have done just a tad bit more to it, I guess you can say, is the fact like we see it as more of a is my personal way of feeling about it. I wish we didn't know much about him. I mean, we know he has a family and everything, but like, up to a point where they call him the Iceman, he's like, oh, I'm cool. I have a family. I know I have to have a family. That's it. I only know things here and there, and then seeing it would make much more sense. That like, well, I think he wouldn't. I mean, he probably maybe would have felt something for a family, but like, he's called the Iceman. Again, from what I heard, that well, he just absolutely is emotionless, so that probably would add more to it. But again, that's just me, and I would say that Michael Shannon for the less emotionless performance he has, I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta say, they had like plenty of stars in this whole movie.
Yeah, I would say definitely like all the actors and actresses, they were all really good. It was definitely like they all gave good performances, I would say, and they all did their parts well, so I'm not even gonna complain about that. The quality of the movie was really good too. It was a good production. It wasn't a crappy movie. I loved seeing Chris Evans in a different role than what he's been playing lately. That was kind of cool seeing him all skeezy, and I didn't recognize him at all at first.
It took me a bit to realize, like, wait, is that Chris Evans? It did took me a bit to realize, like, I think that's Captain. That's Captain America.
I saw him, and like for the longest while I didn't suspect a damn thing, and then finally I got curious. I'm like, I want to know who the fuck this person is, because he had long hair, a beard, and those big 70s glasses.
Yeah.
So he looked so skeezy, and I had to know who the fuck that was. And when I saw it was Chris Evans, I was like, holy crap, what the fuck? I don't know why I was kind of suspecting it was Bradley Cooper for a second.
That would have been awesome if it was Bradley Cooper.
But Chris Evans made it pretty awesome too. He had a good role. Oh, sorry. He played a good part.
And also Ray Liotta is in here, and I didn't like his performance, but like it's funny like to see him play a gangster again, because he played a gangster in Goodfellas. Like that's probably one of his only like famous performance.
Who's Ray Liotta?
He was the mob boss.
The main I don't know which mob boss.
Like the person one you saw throughout the movie, like most of the time.
The one that he
hired him, yeah.
Okay, the one that he started out with.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I remember him from a movie called, I think, Heartbreakers, and it had Jennifer Love Hewitt and some other bitch. I don't know her name. She's an old lady that basically like their business was marrying rich men.
So.
And then the daughter would like set the husband up so he would cheat on the mom with her so that they could get divorced and they could take like half of their shit.
Movie.
It was an awesome movie. No, it was pretty good. I liked it. But yeah, he played like one of the husbands, and yeah, he was a shady guy too, because like in that movie too, he was like a car dealer or some shit, but he sold, I don't know if he sold hot cars or what, but he did seem shady.
A pretty sleazy guy.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I guess he gets typecast a lot.
Like he's a really good actor. It's funny to see him again a role that like he's pretty much playing Henry, but like as a mob boss. That's the thing I think is had like Henry.
I don't know. He has a funny high voice to me.
Yeah, like.
But he's cool.
Until like James Franco was in, like, wait, is that James Franco? Like, oh,
fucking James Franco.
and David, David Schwimmer, I forgot the
Schwimmer.
Yeah, the Ross from Friends. Like, apparently he was.
What? Huh?
Yeah, Ross from Friends was in it. I don't know. Like the thing, like I saw, like, wait, Ross is like in this movie, and I try and look around, like,
maybe it was one of the friends with the beard.
Maybe.
Like maybe it was like the other dude, or maybe it was Ray Liotta's son. No.
No, fake
I
son.
don't know. I don't know.
I say fake son.
I don't know. A lot of these guys have beards or funny mustaches, but you would recognize the voice unless he's that good of an actor that he could really change his voice.
But again, I might be wrong, so So yeah, so you know what? I probably wrong, but I did say it was David like with.
I did see Schwimmer, and the name did look familiar. I did see it. See, that's the problem. They tell you such and such person is in it, and then you don't even know. Like, they might have the smallest part. They try to trick you.
That could be it.
That's how they get you.
Anything else about the movie? I mean, I did.
Yeah, it was. It was the boss's right hand.
Oh, well, there you go. See, I'm trying to think of anything else. Like I did like the look of the movie. Like it looks very. Oh, wow.
Yes, completely mindfuck.
Anyhow, yeah. I mean, I did like the look of the movie. Like it looked kind of greedy in that kind of 70s kind of tone, which I did like. I did like, it looked pretty authentic. Shit. I keep going down. It's like, I don't know what else to say about the movie, but like, I did enjoy it.
See, that's the thing. Like, there isn't much to say about the movie because that's like my whole point, that it's kind of dull. Like, there's some good things you can say about it. There's some bad things you can say about some okay, but overall, there's not much to say. It just kind of is what it is.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. It is what it is, but
it's based on a true story, so that's kind of cool. If you're into that, it is kind of cool seeing things that actually happen, getting a little peek into somebody else's life, and it's not complete Hollywood bullshit. But then again, when it says based on a true story, it could be very loosely based.
Yeah, like, yeah, just, yeah. I'm trying to think of a perfect example to that, because there are many alike that
like the exorcisms and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because, like, most of the exorcism movies you watch, they're actually all based on one famous exorcism case, believe it or not.
Well, quote unquote. I would not go into this clip, but I'm just saying, quote unquote, like.
Well, they're all based on one famous case, but things are obviously exaggerated, twisted around. They just kind of take the idea and they run with it and do other things, but that's why they all kind of seem somewhat similar.
I just realized of what I realized of blah. Although
blah blah blah
blah blah blah. I just realized a best example is that it is both Psycho and a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, where Psycho, it was more of a book, but it was based on the Ed Gein murders, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where the thing is, it says like based on a true story. Like, yeah, it loosely based on a true story, based on Ed Gein, but where Ed Gein, like, I think was like fucking like Wisconsin, and he was just some old dude. And, well, yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre take place in Texas. There's a chainsaw. And, well, yeah, I mean, there's skinning, but other than that.
Well, I don't think there was a chainsaw involved in.
Well, I know that was my point.
But you say it all confusing, like.
I didn't mean to.
I didn't get that. That's why I had to clarify. You make it seem like, yeah, the chainsaw part was true. The other thing you said, the skinning part was true.
Well,
it was in Texas. Like, you made it seem like those parts were true.
Well, no.
But I know that whatever it was based on, there was no chainsaw involved.
Well, it was in Texas. It was in Wisconsin.
Now you're talking about Ed Gein. Now you're confusing me.
I am talking about Ed Gein.
I'm so confused.
But we're talking about Iceman.
Anyways, here's a fun fact. With the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the way that the chainsaw got into the movie in the first place was the writer was just walking through a fucking like hardware store, and he saw it, like he saw a chainsaw, and he's like, oh, that would be cool, and he added it in.
I think I may have said that to you.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, huh?
Nuh-uh, I was watching something behind the scenes. You don't own me. You don't run my life.
I'm trying to think. The only fun fact I have for it, the Iceman is that Michael Shannon, James Franco, Chris Evans, they all were they were in comic movies. Michael Shannon was Zod. Zod and
Oh yeah.
Zod and Captain America working together.
And
James Brent.
Spider Dude.
Spider
I'm
Dude.
sorry.
Spider Dude.
Spider Man.
He was Harry
What?
Osborn.
Yeah, that.
You know that I swear, like I swear to everybody, the movie is good because because we're not even on topic anymore.
Well, because I think we pretty much said what we need to say. All that's really left is to rate it, because it's
Yeah.
not much to say on the movie. It was okay.
Yeah. What will you give it?
I give it, like, just watch it when you're bored. Like, I think it does deserve your full attention. It's definitely not something you're gonna, like, want to sit down watch with your friends eating popcorn and shit, but, I mean...
It's a good... I'm trying to think of... Oh, I'm trying to think of, like, what to rate it, but I don't know. It's like, I'm kind of between, like, ASAP, because I thought it was that good of a movie, but at the same time, it's like, maybe it's more like watching when you're bored. But it's like more like a very high watching when you're bored.
Yeah, I mean, it's on Netflix.
And like, I think it's still a good movie to watch. Yeah, I think that's all we need.
Just don't watch it when you're tired.
Yeah.
You'll fall asleep. And there will be no loud noises to probably wake you up. So.
That motherfucker. That motherfucker was like, hey, wake up. I don't wanna. Well, that's the end of the show, folks. If you want to follow me, just follow me on Twitter at GLChris24.
What does GL stand for? Good looking?
Yeah. How do you know? And also, you can, I do have my Facebook. It's over there. And I guess if you have any like emails, I guess you can send it to me. Whatever. I don't know if you have any questions. At least anyone that can follow you.
I take personal requests. You can message Chris.
There you go.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe for you YouTube viewers, and leave any comments below. We love hearing from you.
I'm trying to... I don't have an ice pun. Ain't that something? You would think I'll do at least one lousy ice pun.
Ice, see you later.
The Iceman cometh. Pepper Girl, what killed dinosaurs? The Ice Age!